So the carnivore community is going to tell you that animal-based protein is the best. And the vegan and vegetarian community is going to tell you should get it from plants. So which one is better and how much do you actually need? Let's do a deep dive and find out the answers. First, let's clarify why we need any protein in the first place. It's because every cell in your body is made from protein. And in order to support muscle growth and maintenance, as well as maintaining the replacement of all the cells in your body, you should be consuming some amount of protein every day. And there's a growing body of evidence that shows that current recommended daily allowance falls way short of what we need for optimal health. There's even more evidence that supports the idea that we need even more protein as we age. So protein is made of 20 different amino acids, and 9 of them are considered essential because your body can't make those. So you need to consume all 9 of the essential amino acids in order to get complete protein that your body needs. So the current recommended amount by the USRDA is 0.8 grams per kilo of body weight. That translates into about 1/3 of a gram per pound of body weight. So I've included some links in the description to some studies that are published on PubMed that say that the USRDA is probably not enough if we want to maintain optimal health, especially as we're aging. There's some great videos on YouTube by folks like Dr. Gabrielle Lyon and Dr. Peter Attia and other scientists and doctors who are focused on longevity and lifelong health. And they recommend that we should consume around 1 gram per pound of our ideal body weight. In other words, if you weigh 200 pounds and you're a little overweight and you think your ideal body weight is 180 pounds, then you should try to consume around 180 grams of protein per pound of that ideal body weight. And they say that we should make sure that our protein source contains an adequate amount of leucine in particular, which is one of the most important essential amino acids when it comes to supporting muscle growth and just supporting muscle in general. So the amount of leucine available in a particular protein source is an important consideration when comparing animal and vegetable sources. When it comes to getting protein from plants, many of us think nuts are a good source. The amount of essential amino acids in nuts varies by the type of the nut and the amino acid. Nuts are considered an incomplete protein because they contain some, but not all, of the essential amino acids. Other foods that are incomplete proteins include seeds, beans, and some grains. And it turns out that leucine is one of the essential amino acids found in nuts, so that's a plus. In a 6-ounce serving of mixed nuts contains about 36 grams of protein. But because that protein does not contain all 9 essential amino acids, you need to include several types of incomplete proteins in your diet, especially if you follow a vegetarian or vegan diet. Plant foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids include soy products such as tofu and tempeh, quinoa, amaranth, and hemp seeds. But in comparison, let's look at 6 ounces of beef. 6 ounces of beef contains about 44 grams of protein. And this protein is a complete protein which has a significant amount of leucine in it. So there's no need to try to find additional foods to supply your complete protein needs when you use beef as a source. Other animal sources provide similar amounts of protein per serving. Another thing to consider is how well your body can utilize the protein in a particular source. Animal proteins are more bioavailable because they contain all the essential amino acids the human body needs in a form that's easy to absorb. Plant proteins can contain indigestible materials like fiber, which makes them harder for the body to process. So, even if you're meticulous about combining various plant-based sources, you may not be able to absorb the same amount of protein from the same volume of food. So plan on eating more plants if that's the route you choose. I understand that environmental, ethical, and other considerations come into play when we choose what we eat. But the purpose of this video was to give you the simple basics of comparing the value of the 2 sources of protein in terms of feeding your body. There's plenty of examples of populations of people around the planet who live primarily on either plant-based foods or animal-based foods. So it's possible to be healthy using either of these two as your source of protein. But the purpose of this video was to give you just some simple basics on comparing the value of the two sources of protein in terms of feeding your body. For my money, the plant-based route is a much more difficult path to go down if you're trying to maximize the benefits of the protein on your muscles. So I opt for getting my protein primarily from animal-based sources. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, please share it with a friend, like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.